Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to finally show you footage from our trip to Mauritius, which was honestly unreal. I spent 2 weeks here with my mom and my twin sister, and it was pure paradise from start to finish. So what can you expect in this video? Well, we decided to split up our stay in 4 different hotels to make exploring the island more practical and squeezing in as many adventures as possible. So in this vlog, I'm showing you how to plan your Mauritius trip smartly, where to stay, what to do nearby, and how to make every single day count. We did a bunch of activities ranging from water to land and the air. Let's dive right in and start in the north at one of Mauritius' most iconic hotels, LUX Grand Gaube. If you're staying in the north of Mauritius, LUX Grand Gaube is easily the best spot to base yourself. It's tucked between calm lagoons and palm-lined beaches, far enough from the crowds but close to all the best northern activities like whale watching, seaplane flights and deep-sea fishing. This place just gets hospitality completely right. They have a team that actually pampers you. Someone will literally stroll the beach offering a refreshing scented face mist while you're sunbathing. There are 4 restaurants, each completely different, from fine dining to buffet feasts to dreamy a la carte lunches by the sea. And when you finally crash at night, it's in a beachfront king-size bed with the sound of waves in the background. It's about €300 a night, but you're paying for more than a room. You're paying to be completely looked after. We literally walked out of our hotel room and straight into a seaplane. Talk about skipping airport drama. Johan, our pilot, just gave us this calm little smile like, ready? And before I could even answer, we were up. The lagoon below turned into a painting, every shade of blue you can think of, blending into coral reefs and sandbanks. You can spot Le Morne, and sperm whales all from above. It's 45 minutes to an hour of just pure awe and honestly worth every cent of the €150. Because seeing Mauritius from up here, it feels like the island's showing off just for you. This day was peak island life. We went out with Captain Dan, an absolute legend, and before the sun was even high, we were already out deep in the Indian Ocean. The sea was calm, the music was on, and the next thing you know, we're reeling a massive mahi-mahi. After that, we hopped between a few uninhabited islands, snorkeled off Îlot Bénitière, and arrived at Îlot Cerf. Just white sand, turquoise water, and 0 people. Lunch was the fresh fish we just got, with fresh sea urchins and oysters cracked open right there on the boat. No restaurant, no schedule, just ocean, friends, and way too much laughter. I don't fully remember the price of this activity, but Captain Dan is easily found online and he's truly the best. The best activity of our entire trip, we went out hoping to see humpback whales, but at first it felt wrong. Too many boats crowding the same whales, engines revving, everyone chasing them for a photo, so we decided to pull away. It meant we might not see more whales, but honestly it was the best decision we made. A few miles further out, just us in the ocean, we found a family of whales, a mom, her baby, and dad keeping watch below. They breached 30, maybe 40 times right next to our boat. It was unbelievable. The trip cost around 80 to 120 euros per person for a 4-hour excursion, and it's worth every cent. Just make sure you choose an ethical operator, and remember, swimming with whales in Mauritius is strictly forbidden. The footage I got was taken safely while I was attached to the boat and not chasing them. Trou or Biches was one of those stops that reminded me why Mauritius is always called paradise. The water here is ridiculously clear like glass, and the sand is powdery white, no filters needed. It's calm enough to swim for hours, and if you snorkel just a few meters from shore, you'll find coral gardens full of tropical fish. We spent a few hours here enjoying the beach and the incredible sunsets, and the beach is so long and endless you can totally find your privacy spot. If you're staying in the south of Mauritius, LUX Le Morne is hands down the smartest choice. You're literally right at the base of Le Morne Brabant, which means you wake up to that insane mountain view every morning, and you're within minutes of every must-do in the area. Chamarel Waterfall, 7-colored earth, Rhumerie de Chamarel, swimming with dolphins, and Le Morne hike all start practically on your doorstep. The beach here is calm, great for swimming and sunsets, and it feels tucked away compared to the busier north. The location, easily the most convenient in the south if you want to pack some adventure and chill in the same day. Rooms start around 400 euros a night, but you're really paying for time because you'll save hours of driving just by being here. The seven-colored earth looks like nature decided to paint with crayons. It's this surreal landscape of red, purple and blue sand dunes that literally change color under the sunlight. The crazy part, it's all natural, volcanic minerals doing their thing. You can't walk on the sand anymore, but the viewpoints are beautiful, especially early morning before the crowds roll in. Just a few minutes from the seven-colored earth is Chamarel Waterfall, and this one's dramatic. A drop down of a 100-meter cliff into lush jungle. You can view it from a couple of platforms, or if you're feeling brave, hike down for a swim at the base. It's also the perfect spot for drone shots if the wind isn't too wild. Entrance is included with your seven-colored earth ticket, around 15 euros total for both. After chasing waterfalls, we did what any other sane person would do, rum tasting. The Rhumerie de Chamarel is tucked in the hills, surrounded by sugarcane fields, and it smells like heaven the second you walk in. You get a short tour showing how they distill their rum, and then the fun part, tasting. Smooth, strong and dangerously easy to like. My favorite one was the vanilla infused one, basically dessert in a glass. The tour and tasting are around 15 euros per person, and you'll probably leave pretty buzzed but very happy. Now this was one of those is this real life moments. We zipped across the calm lagoon on a private boat and found ourselves surrounded by spinner dolphins, hundreds of them, gliding and twirling in the open water. We jumped in, keeping a respectful distance, and watched them move like synchronized dancers. It's not staged or fed, just wild dolphins doing their thing. If you do it, go early to avoid the crowds and pick up an ethical operator. Tours start around 70 to 100 euros per person, and it's honestly one of the most beautiful wildlife encounters I've ever had. Next up, Flic on Flac feels like Mauritius on weekend mode. Locals, music, food stalls and sunsets that go on forever. It's not as polished as the resort beaches, but that's the charm. You'll find families picnicking here, kids playing football right on the sand. The water's calm, the vibe's authentic, and it's a great spot to hang out without a schedule. Hiking Le Morne Brabant is basically a rite of passage in Mauritius. The trail starts off easy, then turns into a proper climb near the top. Think scrambling, sweating and questioning your life's choices, all rewarded by one of the best views on the island. Definitely go early before the heat hits, and guided hikes cost around 30 to 40 euros per person. If you're planning to explore the southern and inland parts of Mauritius, Shanti Maurice is the place to stay. It's tucked away on a quiet stretch of coastline, close enough to all the island's best inland adventures, but still peaceful enough to feel like a retreat. You're within easy reach of Valle Adventure Park, Bois Plantation and even the Botanical Garden, all within an hour's drive, without the chaos of crossing the island. The hotel itself is a mix of luxury and privacy, villas with ocean views, open-air bathtubs and an atmosphere that's honestly hard to leave. If you want a base that blends wellness, location, sports and convenience, this is it. Rooms start around 350 euros a night, and it's worth for the access alone.
Well, this is what are we going? Go get.
The Valle Adventure Park is basically a playground for grown-ups. We're talking ziplining over waterfalls, ATV rides through jungle tracks, and suspension bridges that'll test your nerves in the best way. It's built around Mauritius' natural landscapes, jungles, rivers, cliffs, but way less crowded. We went for the full zipline combo, easily one of the most fun days we had. Expect to pay around 80 euros per person, but prices depend on how wild you want to get. Bring sneakers, sunscreen, and your inner child. If you're into beautiful views and good tea, Bois Chéri is a must. It's the oldest tea plantation on the island, and it sits high in the hills with a view that looks straight out of a painting. You get a short tour of the factory, learn how they process the tea, and then end up at this hilltop restaurant overlooking the lake, sipping freshly brewed tea with local pastries. It's calm, green, and feels miles away from the busy beach scene. Entrance and tasting cost around 6 to 10 euros, and it's honestly worth it just for the view. We took a break from Biches and went green at the Botanical Garden in Pamplemousse, giant lily pads that look like trampolines, palms from every corner of the planet, huge spiders, banyan tunnels that feel like a movie set. It's a quiet, photogenic and perfect reset day if you have kids or a camera. Go early for that soft light and fewer tour buses. Don't forget water and mosquito spray, and entry is about 4 to 6 euros per adult. So if you want a non-beach Mauritius highlight for your itinerary, this is it. If you want to end your Mauritius trip on a high note, Constance Prince Maurice is the move. It's tucked away on the island's northeast coast, calm, elegant and ridiculously peaceful. It's one of those places that gets everything right. Incredible food, overwater villas and staff who somehow remember your coffee order after just one morning. But what really makes it perfect is the location. From here you can easily reach Château de Labourdonnais, Port Louis and all the coastal hidden gems without spending half your day in a car. It's luxurious, yes, but not loud about it. Think barefoot elegance with a glass of rum in hand. Rooms start around 500 euros a night, and honestly, it's the perfect finale to a Mauritius trip. So first up, Château de Labourdonnais feels like stepping back into colonial Mauritius, but in the best, most cinematic way. You walk through a restored 19th century mansion surrounded by mango orchards and sugarcane fields, then head straight to Le Table du Château for dinner. The food, incredible. Modern Mauritian cuisine with a French twist, served right under the veranda overlooking the gardens. It's romantic, historic, and somehow still unpretentious, perfect for one of those let's pretend we're fancy nights. Dinner for two runs around 80 to 120 euros, and it's worth every bite. Up next, Port Louis, and it hits you the second you get there. It's loud, messy, and completely alive. The smell of spices, cars honking, street vendors yelling prices, it's sensory overload in a good way. We wandered through the central market, weaving between stalls stocked with fruit, dried chilies, and knockoff sunglasses. I tried some street food I absolutely couldn't pronounce and instantly regretted underestimating the chili level. But that's Port Louis. It's real, it's raw, and it shows you a completely different side of Mauritius. No fancy beaches, no curated playlists, just everyday life full of color and chaos. And for our final day, we did the only logical thing, hang out with our newly made friends that honestly were the cherry on top of the cake. We all went for a day on a yacht and ate, drank, swam, had a good time and relaxed. It's such a good way to end the trip. We paid around 400 to 600 euros for the day depending on size and route. Totally worth it for that feeling of having the ocean all to yourself, and especially convenient if you're a bigger group of people to share the cost. And that's it for this vlog, guys. If this doesn't have you running to your laptop to book a flight, I honestly don't know what will. Mauritius completely blew us away, not just the beaches, but the people, the food, the energy, everything. It's one of those places that actually sticks with you for long after you've left. If you enjoyed this vlog, hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you subscribe. I'd love to welcome you into my vlog. Until the next one, ciao!